Thank you, Shruti. First, about myself, I am Jigar Dhulla. I have around 14 years of experience into web development, all into PHP, and around 8-10 into Laravel. From past 1 year, I have been exploring uh, native PHP, not completely 1 year because even native PHP is not 1 year old, but I have been following its development and I'm quite curious like how the mobile app can be developed with PHP, and that's why I am trying. I am like Shruti correctly mentioned, I am exploring, and that's the right term. So yes, let's continue. So instead of this straightforward session, I don't mind interacting between, like I don't have a talk as such. Like I was planning a live demo. I would say a was, because right now I will go through the things that I have done till now, and in between if you have any doubts you can ping me. Is my face visible to you all? Hello?
Did you say something? Sorry, what did you say?
Is my face visible to everyone?
Your face is, yeah. Are
Yes.
you sharing your screen?
No, no. So
Okay.
because I can see you but I cannot see myself. That's weird.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you won't be able to see yourself, but you're very visible and very clear. You can go ahead.
All right. So let me share my screen. And before that, is there a mic system? Do we have some mic?
We do.
Okay, so probably you can pass around this map, like let the mic be inside the audience itself, because I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of questions. Um, so that's why it's better if this mic is in between the in between the audience, so that this session can be more interactive. I will start sharing my screen. I will explain what native PHP is, whatever knowledge I have, because let's see. I will try as much as possible. Hmm. Give me a moment. Hmm. My screen must be visible now.
Yeah, it's visible. Can you increase the size?
Better?
Yeah. Maybe a little more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I doubt I would be. It would be helpful for me to look at this view, but I will try. But before that, uh, let me also show this. Okay. So first of all, what is native PHP? Native PHP is a tool built by Simon, Shane, and Marcel, which helps web developers to build mobile applications with PHP. That's about it. So that's native PHP. And why native PHP? One might argue, like why native PHP? Why we should use native PHP and not Flutter or React Native? So of course, uh, native PHP and Flutter are quite stable. They are used quite a lot, and their ecosystem is also very stable. And it's very uh, it's obvious to use those technologies, especially at this time. But for folks who are into PHP ecosystem, have not built mobile apps in the past, or have built mobile apps in the past, but are more inclined towards PHP, then what native PHP helps, where native PHP helps, is that you only use one language to build a mobile app. That's the whole thought process behind it, is what my understanding is. This is how I see native PHP. I have, in the past I have used Flutter to build some mobile apps, etc., etc. I did some boot camps, and of course that was finished in probably 14 days. But after that, I have forgotten almost everything. Like I cannot add Flutter into my resume today. Simple. So that's where this native PHP comes into picture, where now once I am very confident that okay, this apps this app will, I can ship it, and I have seen apps in Play Store built with native PHP. We can come, I will show some demo also, like what are the existing apps and what I am building. So this is where the native PHP is, what how I take a look at native PHP. Any doubts so far?
No, all good.
Thank you. All right. So this uh, now so some people did argue that this is license based, like it is not open source, it is not free, stuff like those things. Now yes, we can go on for a long discussion like why it should have been free, etc., etc. But I as an individual developer, like if I am building such a huge thing, I need to invest my time, and for that I need funds. And with that in mind, I think they have introduced pricing, and but in the long term their plan is to open source almost everything. But till the time they need to invest more time from them is required. That's why this licensing is in place, according to me. So currently, if you want to build mobile apps, there is some pricing that you have, price that you have to pay. And they just yesterday they announced um, this Black Friday sale, which is this one here. So mini is free with Bifrost. I'll talk about Bifrost later. Uh, there is this small version. There is this pro version where you can build unlimited apps, unlimited production apps, max license. This one. So it's discounted currently, and if you want, you can. After looking at the demo, probably if you are interested, you can take a look at it. So let's jump into the demo. So this is what I am building. This is what I am building, and this is not complete, to be honest. This is what my plan was in the head. This is what I wanted to do. It's visible. Should I zoom in?
Yeah, this is good.
So I wanted to create a app for meetups and conferences like this. Like when you attend a conference, you are making new connections with people, and you want to remember them. So you both have a app. Of course, this event management company will obviously they will promote this app. They will ask you to install it, or probably send a mail something. And when you have both have this app installed, you can scan each other's QR code, and basically only one person has to scan other person's QR code and make a connection. And in that connection, you can add a private note. What was the conversation about? That's how you will remember them. That's what's the whole thought behind this app. And I am only for 40% there because I just started yesterday. So I couldn't complete it in record time. Sorry for that. But other argument is that I am just within a day I am already at 40%. That's something to note about. Yeah, that's something to show. So what we are looking at right now is actually an emulator, but emulator is actually connecting to the live endpoint, this one /API. there is a live endpoint which is connected to Laravel cloud. So if I log in over here, this will actually make a API call, log in it. See, I mean, it is also working. It is also login. This is the home page. It will show the QR code for other people to scan. If you scan it right now, even from your mobile, if it is big already, I'm not sure if it is quite big, but if you can open your phone and you can scan it, you will notice connect snap ://. So this is, it is called deep link. Apparently it is called deep link, and its way, if you already have this app installed, automatically that app will get opened. This was the whole thought process behind like having this deep link, and I have reached quite close into achieving that. So here is the scanner. If we open the scanner, we can scan it. Obviously this is emulator because I won't be able to scan it, but it's possible. And once this is done, the profile that we have scanned is visible over here. This part I'm still working upon, but I can probably update offline after this session is done, probably today or tomorrow, and show more progress on this. Yes. And so then the connection tab is full pending. So the connection, in the connection tab, my plan is to show kind of a timeline, like with how many people you have met, like at what time, what were the nodes, etc., etc. Nodes of course will be private to you. So such similar things, connection. So this was the whole thought. This is the whole thought behind this app. Any questions so far?
Any questions, anyone? No. Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. Because this is in progress, I think that it's okay to close this. Okay. We'll also uninstall this. And I will, let me see if, yeah. So this is another app which I had created long back, and this is working fine. I think this has some glitches, but it is working fine. And I forgot to tell you guys about the other app. Oh my, I forgot the important thing. All right, uh, let me do that because that is important. Sorry about that. So so the native PHP also comes with similar handy commands where we can run these commands, which will build APK for us, which we can find over here. It is built. So once it is done, APK is populated over here. I can share APK with you guys, and you can also install. I have tried installing in mine. Till the time it is storing. Yes, this is the app on my mobile. If you can see, here is the scanner. This is the old build, that's why it's not aligned correctly. Yeah, this is my camera. So it is ready for scanning. So it's on this APK. I had transferred it to my Google Drive and from Drive to my mobile. So it's like any APK, and native PHP also allows us to bundle with command package, but that I am not going to cover that. But important part that I wanted to show is this is native PHP version 2, and that's why it is taking bit more time for me, because this QR scanner is not available in the docs. So V1 is out, there is a doc for that, but QR scanner is not available in V1. V2 QR scanner is available. There is, I think doc is in progress, but it's a bit difficult for me to troubleshoot it. But there is one more thing that is coming inside V2 is that these bottom nav menu that we are looking at, these are the native UI components. Like this is not HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This is the native UI component. This one. So these directives, these are live wire directives exposed by native PHP team. So similar pure native UI components are going to be exposed by native PHP team themselves. So this is one of the menu I have selected. There is also a side menu which we will see in the next demo. But yeah, this is very important because many had complained that okay, this feels like a web app, stuff like those things, where now things after introducing these native UI components, they are calling it edge. So once those come into picture, things will be buttery smooth and it will really feel native. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, I can stop.
Yeah, we have quite a few questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Manish here this side. I wanted to understand, so I see your native code which you have written in PHP, and I also understand that how does a mobile app system actually works, right? So just trying to understand that since you said it's a native, right? So say for example, you have demonstrated a navigation bar, right? Now the code is on the native navigation and the corresponding native UI turns up on the emulator, right? So how does has the native PHP team have written the corresponding, so Android runs on a Kotlin or typically Java bytecode, right? Now have the native PHP guys have written the corresponding UI code where whatever you write in a PHP get translated into the actual Kotlin code and eventually will run. How does the architecture of this system look like?
Yeah. So the exact answer, of course, only they will be able to give, but I can share what I know. I can share what I know, and hopefully I also have permission to show one of the files, important files from native PHP. Give me a moment. I will try my best to make you understand. Till the time all these pages are getting loaded. So my understanding is I will also show you some piece of code. There is a bridge file that is being created, which we can see it over here. Android app src main C++ PHP bridge. This is the heart of how PHP runs inside inside Android or iOS. So this is for Android. Similar bridge will exist for Swift. So this is what my understanding is. And so there is if I have understood correctly, so this bridge they have introduced a generic method, a function call, which basically calls Kotlin functions behind the scene. They call it God method. I'm not sure if they have changed the name in the recently, but in the streams which I have been listening to them, they call it God method. But in that God method, they have been calling respective Kotlin methods to be able to make these API calls and even the UI components. So if we look at the structure also, how native PHP is structured, there is a there will be something called as uh, native PHP resource, Android Studio, Safi. Okay, I have missed that part. I think PHP bridge, Laravel environment, UI. Uh, so yeah, it will be very difficult for me to be able to pinpoint where exactly is that happening, but definitely, as you mentioned, the Kotlin code is being called with via this bridge. I hope it's via some bridge. I don't know which bridge exactly. Probably I can talk with them and I can get correct answers later on.
Sure.
But some kind of a
This,
bridge.
this, this makes a lot of sense that it has gone via bridge. So then it comes down to my React Native architecture. So React Native also works in the similarly a bridge fashion where the corresponding JS code being transpiled into the corresponding Kotlin. So how does, is it similar? Native PHP is very much similar to React Native architecture if you have gone through?
So I had the same question, to be honest, but I think it will this at least native PHP will be one level above this bridge, because they also want to provide the comfort of using Laravel. That's where HTML, CSS, JavaScript will always exist, is what my understanding is. So if like if Laravel was not in place, if someone had written like had had exposed this native PHP for core PHP, then they could have thought in that direction where they are exposing only this new native UI components. But if my understanding is correct, they will like native PHP will not be at very low level. They will introduce such important UI components like the menu bars, left menu bar, and this one, but I doubt it's comparable. It will be always different.
Sure. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Somebody else had a question? Okay. He has. Can you pass the mic?
Mic is not working, by the way.
Yeah.
I have to
Can
listen.
you speak now?
I just want to know that is it only possible to
Can you check?
Yeah, yeah.
Just one second.
Is it only possible?
Now you can speak. Yeah. Now.
I want to know that is it only possible to publish Android app or is it possible to iOS app also?
Yeah. He's asking, is it possible only with Android app or iOS app also with native PHP?
Both Android, iOS, both.
Anybody else has a question? Sorry? With the same code, can we get both Android and iOS? Is his question.
Yes. So with the same code, it is possible. So in the mobile documentation, system device. In device, there is platform iOS, Android. So let's say if you need to work, like if you need a different logic for Android, iOS, that is also possible. But definitely, that's the I think primary goal of having one code between Android and iOS. So yes, answering.
Yeah. Anybody else has a question? Yeah, can you pass the mic, please?
Hey, Jigar.
It's working.
Hey, the mic working?
Yeah, just a bit closer.
Little bit closer and
Hi, Jigar. So this is Ambuj from Dhulla Payments. Um,
maybe you could stand up so he can see.
yeah. So
It's on, just closer.
So my question was that native PHP can help us build new native apps, but the usual problem in the companies is that they already have a Laravel app. They want to make it work on mobile. So have you ever tried this endeavor of taking an existing Laravel app that is used in production and try to use native PHP in it? Because that will be a very interesting use case and very commonly used by Laravel people. So yeah, that's my question.
So, I don't know about the existing, like if anyone has migrated their existing app to native PHP, but one thing I can explain the architecture, like high level architecture, which even I have done, by the way. It's visible for everyone to see also. This I have this switch.
I think you mentioned Livewire, so it's used for Laravel and native Vue.js and React. So
Can you repeat?
So you mentioned Livewire and I worked with it. So I was interested in there is some overlap in that area that native PHP also uses Livewire or something, which I'm not entirely sure about, but I was thinking of that. Yeah, so there must be some overlap to help that use case.
Okay. Very good question, and I think many of the people are getting confused when we use the term Livewire. Immediately we will think that okay, it's running on the app itself, it's making local database call, etc., etc. But what I have already built it, which I can show you some examples. So the thing is, there are two services which are still required. If you want to manage your user centrally, then you will have to have its own backend. Like you will have to have your own backend, which this is the thing. It's a core Laravel, like base Laravel project. Over that, I have installed Fortify and Sanctum. That's about it. And the auth flow, and of course the business logic, which is required. So it's very bare minimum. It does not have UI apart from this home page, which I lost it. Yeah. Apart from this, it does not have any other UI. This API piece. So that's the standalone API you will need to have if you want a centralized database. So my other app, this Dreamery, which I had created long back, which I was planning to show you all. This is a standalone offline app where it is having its own SQLite database. People, like, there is no online thing, like it doesn't even need a permission, etc., etc. So this is offline. So uh, this is where people can say that okay, this is Livewire, it is connecting it to its own database. But here, even though I have used this mobile piece, even though I have used Livewire, but I am making an API call. So if I take a look at this app service and then connect Snap API, this is where the actual API call is being made. So that other service is being called inside this via this URL. If you look at my env, this is the URL that is being called. So let's say if someone wants to then change React Native to this native PHP, they still have to create their own service, like which core service, like a API, which will make API calls. Then create a regular methods. Like let's say, for example, I have this home Livewire component, which is making this API calls. That's it. And for like connect, yeah. making API calls here, get profile. So the QR code that is being seen is actually being fetched from the API. API call is returning SVG. We are encoding it and we are displaying it. So I hope you understood the architecture. I hope that clarifies your doubt actually.
No. So the thing is, what happens is at my last place where I was, we had this Laravel app which was directly connected to a database. Then we moved off Laravel. The front end was still Laravel and Blade. Then we moved the backend to Rust. So basically, essentially, the Laravel app was a proxy to the Rust API. So what happened was it did not have a database of its own. It was basically a front-end project, even though Laravel is meant for full stack. So this kind of things happen when you scale up companies and you make changes in your tech stacks. So that's like, I think maybe that could be like, you're saying, of course, we will not put a Postgres database on a mobile app because, security and stuff. So yeah, I think the apps that essentially work as front-end apps, maybe those could be, converted to mobile apps.
Yes.
I think that kind of answers my question. What you said.
Yeah.
I can connect the dots and like do my own research.
Yeah.
On it.
Yes. So to give you simple example, let's say this. Let's say even though it is a Laravel, because native PHP needs Laravel, how the bridge is created between this PHP and this Kotlin or Swift, they have set it up such that it requires Laravel. But let's say you are a JavaScript expert, you don't want to use PHP. Very weird reason to use native PHP, but still, let's say you want to migrate your existing JavaScript code to mobile app. So it's possible to learn purely JavaScript inside this and it will still work. There has been some posts around on Twitter. Shane has posted, so he has created an app, Flappy Bird, which is an open source, some already JavaScript available. So he created an app with help of native PHP. It is just pure JavaScript. Just in welcome.blade.php, he is just loading JavaScript. So that's possible.
Yeah, I think that answers my question.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
One last question.
Sure.
Jigar, I just want to understand whether the moment you put in your PHP compiler or the runtime into the app, right, does the APK size increases and how much it increases?
Yeah, I haven't deep dived into that much. So currently the size, like production size, I noticed is around 30 or 50 MB. 30 or 50 MB. That's
Because without having any sort of third-party plugins, typically a normal Android app size is typically less than 2 MB, right? And the moment you put React Native runtime into it, the APK size is 40 MB plus. So I assume the same something like that will happen with this framework also.
yes. So argument that these founders do is that the users don't really care about the size; they need their app working. So which I kind of also agree. So yes, for some who is more focused on size, probably this is not for them probably.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I can. So I also.
Yeah. We have one more question.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jigar, can we do something like in React Native? I know there is a feature once the user has been installed the application where they will be loading the assets from CDN technically. So we can just update our apps without pushing a new update to Play Store. Can we do something like that in native PHP?
Can someone reiterate? Okay.
Yeah, so in React Native, we have a feature where you don't want to push a new update to a Play Store, technically. You can just update your CSS and JavaScript file and push it to React Native, then the existing application which installed on a client side would pick that up. So technically they don't want to install any updates or doing a new release. Can we do that with native PHP?
I don't think so. I don't think so as of now it's possible, but it's one of the unofficial thing that they have been trying around is something related to like expo like feature, but it's too soon to even comment about it. So because I have been active in this community, I come to know things, but I think for in simple terms, no, as of now, nothing as such is possible.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. One more question.
I have one more question. So in we are using MVC architecture. So the most of our functionality is written in the controller itself. So in terms of mobile applications, so it's basically a PHP, right? So the backend. So it's completely integrated with the backend. So we have, if you want to use in a web, so we using Sandal like a package for the API. So in terms of mobile application, is it integrated with pre-built, how is the architecture in terms of like comparing to a web, total web
If my so is it about the code structure or is it about how the login is happening, authentication is happening?
coding structure and how we can use it in terms of architecture.
It's like regular Laravel app, like a regular Laravel app. There is nothing special structure that we need to follow. And they did mention that after V2 is launched, after few weeks, they are going to launch a starter kit. So I think your your concern might get like little bit solved. Obviously, it will still be around Laravel structure, existing Laravel structure, but it will have this ready bottom nav menu or the nav menu is what my assumption is. So if there is no such ready layout available specifically mobile, then starter kits don't make sense. So that's why I assume that you will get a ready structure probably few weeks from now. But as of now, there is no dictation of how the structure for mobile app should be. It's pure Laravel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's about. You can keep the mic in case somebody asks. Okay, so I think Jigar, we have 5 more minutes. Yeah, I think this was a very good interactive session. So whatever is the most important next few things that you want to cover, you might want to do that.
Okay. So I have already covered one of the high level stuff, how a backend is required, backend service is required, and how a front end should be called. So for those who are not into Laravel ecosystem, I think let me spend 5 minutes in explaining them how things are working. So this connect snap is a backend. I can probably yeah, I think yeah, it's fine. So this is a backend. These are the HTTP requests equivalent to Postman collection. So these are the authentication that this backend exposes. These are the endpoints that backend exposes: register, login, and get authenticated user, etc. Stuff like those things. So all this is happening because we have a sanctum, Laravel sanctum. It is a simple. So when a user logs in, it provides a token specifically for that user. So we at the mobile end, at this mobile project, when we do the login, when we do the login, we get the response and we get that token and we set the token. Now, when I say set the token, meaning inside like this native PHP exposes this secure storage. So this token, because it is sanctum, I think it's okay that token is user specific, so it's okay even if it is exposed. But this secure storage is actually helpful, like even inside your mobile, it has kept encrypted and stuff like those things. We'll have to read the docs exactly how it's done, but from a user, from someone who is using native PHP, it is keeping the secret safe. So this is where the secure storage comes into picture for both Android and iOS. So this is now, if it was not sanctum, if it was not sanctum for those who are non-Laravel folks, then in that case this secure storage helps. Like, let's say you have a generic API key of your particular backend, which if exposed, anyone can use it and exploit it. But this here, because of the sanctum, we are getting a very user specific token that is exposed, and that is still stored in a safe place. Here it's a separate story that why I have created a token storage wrapper, but yeah, probably some other time. But I think I'm good. I think I wanted to just I wanted to show, but it's okay. You can search for kitchen sink native PHP in Play Store, and there is a version 2, version 1 for it, but there is a beta testing for the beta testers. They can also take a look at the version 2. I wanted to show it actually. So do we have time? Because currently kitchen sink app only has version 1 and it has very limited feature, but version 2 I believe has a lot of features and it opens a lot of doors also. But
Okay.
if there is a limited time, I will skip
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'm sure they will check out. I'll share the link with them so they can check it out.
Yep. Thank you everyone.
Is there anything else? Anybody else has to? Yeah. So we have one more question. I think we will take that.
Just want to know that how we are going to deploy that NPM application. Just to, because we have backend also in that same application, and then we will get one package also. So how we are going to deploy? Now, you got my question?
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Sorry.
So just to want to know that how we are going to deploy our application. Just like we are backend in our server, and we will get a package after taking with that application. So I just wanted that how we are going to deploy.
Deploy.
Backend
Okay. In the App Store, in the Play Store, like that.
like that. So
Okay.
if you are going to upload our app in the Play Store or App Store, so where will we store our backend?
Where we will store our backend.
Yeah. So suppose I'm creating a Laravel app and I install that library in my app. Okay. And using that library, I created an app and taking a build. After build, I will get a package from to upload on the App Store, right?
After that, I will get. Sorry, I missed that part.
So how I will get the package to upload on the App Store?
Okay. I think it was a bit difficult, but I think I understood your overall question. I will try to cover everything, and if it's still not clear, you can ask follow-up questions. So first, I think you are asking how to deploy a backend if we are only concerned with deploying the APK. So backend, like any API call, you will have to deploy it on your some hosting server. In this case, I have deployed it over here in the cloud. These were literally a day ago. I have deployed it everything. So what we are seeing right now is over here. Second, I think that your question is about the building a APK and then uploading it. So very good question. So because they have a paid product, like it's a separate product. So there are two separate licenses that native PHP provides. One is the native PHP and one is the bifrost.nativephp.com. So these are two separate licenses that they sell. Okay, so this is purely for development purpose and this is purely for deployment purpose. This is just for a convenience, just to make it clear, like it is not that you cannot deploy without Bifrost. It is just a convenience. I have already deployed one. Let me see if I can show you.
I think you need to share your screen again.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So there are these two different licenses. One is the native PHP and one is Bifrost. So Bifrost is meant only for deployment, like your packaging, everything. It will do it for you. It is a convenience, and it is not that like without Bifrost you cannot deploy. It's not that you can still do it, but the steps are basically bit difficult. They have tried to cover it over CI/CD integration. They have tried to cover it over here. They have this command native package. I'm not sure if you can see that, but they have this command native package Android and similar for iOS. It is just not documented. So what just yesterday in the stream they clarified that Bifrost also run the same command on their servers. So it is just a convenient thing that you can link your GitHub repo to Bifrost and they will do the building. So that my other Dreamery project is using Bifrost, and that's why for me it was very easy. It's in beta mode. It's in Play Store, but it's in beta. Only if you share your email address, I can actually show you that it's possible to deploy very easily. But on other side, if you are expert, you think you are expert, which most developers are, I think they can easily build their own packages. They have tried to elaborate all the things like what are the steps that is required, and one they have also Shane has one very good video where he has walked us through how what forms to fill inside Google, like that Google console dashboard. It was very detailed, and that's how even I was able to do certain things. But deployment, obviously native PHP comes with some helper commands to deploy, basically to create bundle. So there is difference between bundle and APK. This bundle is for Play Store, APK is for side loading. If I'm using the term correctly, is it for the side loading? Yeah. I hope this answers your question.
So yeah, that's great. I think that's a very good discussion. I don't think we've had so many questions, Jigar, in any of our previous talks. So this is what we actually want, right? Like you will have some questions on mind which you will ask and get answers. That's the reason for the meetup. Otherwise, you could create a YouTube video and upload. Right?
Exactly.
So this is very useful. I think. Thank you so much, Jigar, for taking out your time. I think you were busy this weekend, but in just short notice, he was able to actually come over and speak to you. So we wish to see you live in Bangalore someday. When will you come down to Bangalore?
Yes, if you had informed me earlier, probably I would have been there today.
Oh my God. Okay. So next meetup we are counting you. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Yep,
Thank you.
see you.
Just
Bye.
I think a round of yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.